Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we will see how to create users, groups and give permissions to those users and groups in RHEL Linux system. In my previous videos, I have shown how to create cron jobs, how to set local yum repository and how to install RHEL machine on VMware. If you haven't watched those videos, I'll put the link into the description. You can go and watch them. And if you like the videos, click the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you get more updates on such videos, because I'll be coming up with these type of videos every day, so stay tuned. Alright then, without further ado, let's start our today's practical. So to add a new user to the system, you have to type the following command, that is user add any random username. I'll type it as John. Okay, now that the user is created, by default the user add command creates a locked user account. Okay, so in order to unlock that account, run the following command as a root to assign a password. So in order to assign the password to the user that we have created, the command is passwd and the username. Now I have to provide the password. So now I have given the password to the user John. Now let's see what is the next step. So once we have created a user into Linux system, what all things are modified into the system? For a Linux admin or a system admin, it is very important to know what all files are modified. So the first thing is a new line for John is created. The John is our username, is created in etc passwd. So let's check. Yes, as you can see, a new line is created here, that is John. And what are these some other fields? Let's see. It begins with the username John. Okay, there is an X for the password field indicating that the system is using shadow passwords. Okay, there is an X over here. A UID greater than 999 is created under Red Hat 7. 1001, yes, it is greater than 999 and I am using a Red Hat 7.4 version. UID, that is user ID, below are reserved for system use and should not be assigned to users. So the user IDs below 1000 is reserved for system use, and the users which are created like how we have created John, it cannot be allotted to those users. A group ID greater than 999 is created under Red Hat 7. Let's see. Okay, so this field is the group ID and that is also greater than 999. Again the same reason, GID below 1000 are reserved for system use. So all the group IDs that is below 1000 will be used by the system and it will not be assigned to the newly created users. The optional GECOs information is left blank. Okay, so this part between this colon is left blank. The GECOs field can be used to provide additional information about the users, such as their full name or phone number. Okay, so this field we can use, like if it is John D'Souza or John Fernandez, whatever it is, we can write over here, or we can write a mobile number for the user that we have created. So it is a type of short description. The space is empty, we can fill it with the details of the users. The home directory for John is set to /home/John. So a home directory is set over here and the home directory is created for the user John, And the last thing is the default shell is set to /bin/bash. The default shell that the user John will get is /bin/bash. So this is what all these fields are all about. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. That was the first thing, that etc pass wd, a new line is created and all those fields that I've explained. What is the next thing that happens? A new line for John is created in etc shadow as well. Okay, so let's see etc shadow. Yes, as we can see, a new line is created and this is the encrypted format of the password. Then a new line for a group named John is created in etc group. Okay, so let's verify that as well. So a new line is created for John here as well in the etc group file. Then the fourth is a new line for group named John is created in etc shadow. Let's verify this file. Again there is a new line added, that is John and the encrypted password and all the details. And let's see, the fourth one is sorry, this is etc g shadow. Cat etc g shadow. So again a line is created with the username John. So till now there are four differences that have been taken into the system. The first one was etc passwd, etc shadow, etc group and etc g shadow. These are the very basic functionalities and these are the very basic changes that everyone should know. And of course these type of questions are also asked in interview, and this is what I have discussed earlier in my previous videos, where there are total 50 questions and answers discussed on such type of scenarios. If you haven't watched those videos, I will also put the link into the description. You can go and watch them. A directory user John is created in the /home. Okay, so let's check. As you can see, a directory is created named as John in /home. So these are the 5 differences that came into picture once the user John is created. The file within the etc scale directory which contain default user setting are copied into the /home/John directory. So this is also one additional information, that the files inside the scale directory are copied to the new directory, that is /home/John. Now let's see how to add a group with the following command. So in order to add a group, I will write group add and the name of the group would be people. So now the group is added. Okay, so what I will do is I will add the user. If I want to add that user that I have created, John, into this group, what I will do, the command is user mod, that is user modify, add into the group people to the user John. Okay, user mod hyphen group name people, and the user that will be added is John. So now the user John is added to the newly created group, that is people. To add one or more users, to add one or more groups to user supplementary group from the following command. Okay, so in case you want to add one or more group in the user supplementary groups, we should be writing -a and capital G, user mod -a G, and just the username people public and the username. I think this will give an error because the public group is not yet created. So I'll create the group public, and then when we run this command, now it is added, the user John is added to both the groups. So this is how we add a newly created user to any group. Let's move to the next slide. Creating group directories. For example, a group of people, there are a group of people in a group need to work on file in and the file is present in the OPT directory and in my project directory. Some people are trusted to modify the content of this directory, but not everyone. Okay, so as root user we create this directory. So to create a directory mkdir/opt, I'll create it as my project. So now the directory is created in OPT. Add the my project group to the system. Now I will add a new group and name it as my project. So now I have created a new group, and now that the my project group is added and the /opt my project directory is added, I want to associate both the contents. So I will run the command, that is chown, that is change owner root, then my project group name and the directory that I want to associate with the group. I am associating this group with this directory so that the members present in my project group can easily access this directory. Okay, so that is done. Now allow users in the groups to create files within the directory and set the setgid bit. So for doing that, I will write chmod is nothing but change and modify to 775, that is read write execute read write to the user. This 2 belongs to the setgid. This 7 belongs to the read write execute. The values are 421, which is equal to 7. Read write execute for the group, and for others this is read and execute, no write permission on the my project directory that we have created. At this point, all members of the my project group can create and edit the file in etc my project directory. So without the administrator having to change the file permission every time users write new files into it. Okay, and how can we check that? In order to check that, there is a command ls-ld/opt and my project. As you can see that we have set, this is nothing but the directory D, read write execute read write s is, this is what we have set the setgid bit, it denotes that S. This is rwx is for users, this rws is for the group, and this read and execute denotes the others. And if there's a new user and we want to add to the group, then run the following command. So let's add a new user. I will add a new user at gem, and if I want that new user to add into the group that I have created, so what I will write is user add hyphen add into the group. Which group? My project group. And who is the user? That is Jim. That is user modify, not add, user modify. Now this new user that we have created is added to the my project group successfully. So I was discussing about this read, write, execute fields, and all these fields which are very important, how we list the directories and the permissions. For this you will see the next video will be about these details only, how to create this, how to calculate, what types of files we have, and what all these things are mentioned over here. That we will discuss in the next video. Okay, so that's it for this video. Okay, if you like the video, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any updates from Technical Beings. Okay, see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.